You should take pride in the feeling of wanting to quit and not quitting. When things have been really hard for me, the hardest in my life, the one thing that I've always taken pride in is this. I reframe my thoughts to think about it like this.
Well, it is accepting that it has happened to you. Not accepting that it was okay for it to happen. It is accepting that it has happened, and now what do I do about it?
You do not have to accept it the way it is. Somewhere down inside of you, there is creativity.
You don't have time to step back. You got to go forward. You got to push harder. Excuses, get out of my way. That's what this is about. So you've got to recognize when it gets tough, you better get tough. Easy does not count. Easy does not work. You can't cheat your way up. You got to push your way up. Not everyone is ready to be at the top. Not everyone is suitable to be at the top. If you're having a mental breakdown, then the body will believe everything that the mind is telling it to do.
Shit's really hard right now, dude. You're really struggling right now. But here's the thing. Right now is when everybody else quits. Right now is when everybody else is going to fall behind. Right now is when everybody else decides to do something that's easier or faster. And that's what gets you ahead. That's what gets you to have pride. Because those struggles, those feelings, those things that are difficult, they are there to test you. And when we test ourselves on a consistent basis and we pass those tests, other competitors, I actually visualize people that compete with me. And I said, dude, would they quit now? And the answer is usually yes.
Forgiving is giving up the hope, not holding on, hoping, wishing that it could have been any other way than it actually was. Giving up the hope that the past could be any different. And when I got that, I think it took me to the next level of being a better person, because I don't hold grudges for anything or any situation, and neither should you. It's letting go so that the past does not hold you prisoner, does not hold you hostage.
And when I think of all those people quitting, I get energy to push through my struggle. I get happy about my struggle. I get ready to take more struggle in and chew that shit up and spit it right back out. The competition is the greatest at the bottom of the pyramid because it's easy. It's learning how to endure. It's learning how to reframe struggle and seeing it as a privilege. It's learning how to reframe frustration and seeing it as a driver for your success. You can read all the feel-good fucking memes you want. Be my guest, but not one of those, not one, will be as powerful as you not just enduring your struggles and enduring your frustration, but turning them into a privilege. Knowing that they're teaching you a lesson, knowing that other people who aren't as gritty and tough as you are quitting while you're sitting there suffering.
You got to understand the mind is a terrible thing to waste. And if the mind ain't right, then nobody won't be right. You have to understand that you have to have a connection, the connection of righteousness, the connection of fighting, the connection of faithfulness in you and your abilities. And your strength and your honor and your integrity. Everything that you do on this moment counts in this place. You can't wait for someone else to push you through it. You got to push yourself.
See, life is cyclic. Whatever experience you're having right now, it has not come to stay. It has come to pass. Not to stay, just to pass. It's just going through. The biggest challenge is to know what's happening. This is a part of this thing we call life. This too shall pass. And maintaining perspective, putting it in perspective.
You have to be willing to break from the past to have the future you so desperately desire. You have to have the courage to allow yourself to honor the past as it was, to forgive those who need to be forgiven, to forgive yourself, and to acknowledge that everything led you to this point now. Everything.
We've got to break out of the barriers and the limitations and get outside of the box. Something is about to happen in your life. You've got to take it one day at a time. And when you get to the end of the day, you say, I'm not finished, but I've done everything that I was supposed to do for that day, for that time, for that season. Your season is shifting. You will be able to do now in a way that you have never been able to do it before. You haven't sung your best song. You haven't preached your best sermon yet. You haven't thought your greatest thought. You haven't written down your greatest idea. You haven't dreamed your best dream. Maybe you haven't laughed your best laugh. You haven't had your greatest day yet. It's somewhere inside of you.
You know how hard I trained, how I live. So why do you troll? Lazy, with no discipline or dedication. Maybe you're jealous. Who knows? But guarantee this. I'll be back better than ever. One thing you have to learn early in life. I didn't learn this till later on. I don't give a motherfucker. You can't care what anybody thinks about you. This is who I am. Find out who you are, whoever that may be. I don't give a fuck what you are. Find out who you are. Don't ever worry about anybody. You do that.
You are born, and you are born to live and fight so in this day, and for the rest of your life. If you're working a little bit harder, you can't do easy. There is no easy in success. There is no easy in pushing that weight. There is no easy in running that extra mile. Is easy. Why are you doing it? If it's easy, how are you growing? If it's easy, how are you going to be your best? So for now and get the rewards later. Don't ask for a take. It's yours. Go get it.
You're a miracle looking for a place to happen. You have got all kinds of things locked up inside of you that are about to come forth for such a time as this. The time is right. The stage is set. The conditions are in order, and something awesome is about to happen in your life. Don't let anybody tell you you're too young. Don't let anybody tell you you're too old. Don't let anybody tell you you're finished. Every day you wake up in the morning, it's a sign. The best is yet to come. This is my moment, and I am determined to live it. The mind is the battleground. The fight is in your mind. Are you ready for the next level?
If you believe in your possibilities, then make it work for you. Now you've got to also understand this. It ain't gonna be it's not gonna be a walk in the park. There's always more to give. You got to be willing to sacrifice. You got to be willing to hurt. You got to be willing to yell out whatever it takes. Keep pushing forward. Don't you give up on your life. Don't you give up on those reps. Don't you give up on giving it what it takes to get the most of yourself. Of you right now may be wondering, why is this guy yelling? I'm not yelling. I am making noise. I'm making noise to scare away your excuses.
I guarantee you, your life will be in shambles. You will become the biggest bitch of all time. We have so many tools to put in our arsenal. Strengthen our minds, to put those calluses on our minds for when we need them. So, one of those great tools, positive self-talk. Positive self-talk works well, but you gotta put the work behind it. It's gotta be the truth. Positive self-talk has to be the truth. Positive self-talk doesn't work unless you put the work behind it. It's only bullshit. Put the work behind your positive self-talk.
Shit get real strange.